That's why we all need to pull together to thwart these attempts and to bring back American strength, power, and prestige. We will soon have it back. No threat will shake me. No enemy will intimidate me. And I have never been more determined than I am today, and I will never back down in my fight to make America great again, which is what we're doing.
Oh, isn't it so great to have a president with strength? No enemy will intimidate me, and I will not back down from making America great again. I've got a great update for you today with lots of really big stories, some of which I think are going to put a smile on your face, but not for the reason that you believe. Now, after years of silence from the FBI regarding the pipe bomb scandal that took place on January 6th, we finally have some answers. During a hearing on the weaponization of the federal government, Republican Representative Thomas Massie asked DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz if he could rule out that there was any confidential human source involved in the pipe bomb incident. Instead of denying the allegation like any normal, sane person would, Michael Horowitz simply claimed that he would need to go back and refresh himself on the details of the story so that he can give an accurate answer. Now, I told you yesterday how Michael Horowitz has been slow walking a report that proves just how involved the FBI was on January 6th. The planning, the preparation, the chaos, the inciting violence, the attacks, the going into the Capitol, it's all going to come out, but we were told it's going to come out after the election. So you better hope Donald Trump wins, because that report is going to prove that he was not involved in January 6th. Now, conservative news host Dan Bongino reacted to his testimony by claiming he is now 100% positive January 6th and the pipe bomb were inside jobs. For those unfamiliar with the pipe bomb incident, 2 pipe bombs were placed outside the DNC and the RNC the night before January 6th, the counting of the votes. Now, the individual who placed the bomb was filmed, and you can see them using a cell phone, but could they use geo-targeting location? No. Could they use the camera, the film, the photos? No. Somehow, this person perfectly came in the Goldilocks zone, which protected them from being identified. Now, Dan Bongino states, I have an incontrovertible series of facts, whistleblowers, missing data, Secret Service missing data, FBI missing data, cell phone missing data, a whistleblower at the scene telling me he was told to stand down a couple days later. BS, this was 100% an inside job that was designed to generate sympathy and an assassination plot, and they didn't need it when a riot broke out at the Capitol. So he says this whole thing was smoke and mirrors in order to get the electoral votes counted. But then when the FBI got the patriots to start behaving poorly and ensued with chaos, they didn't need that, so they canceled the story. Now, the FBI has released footage of someone they think is the suspect, but the person is wearing a mask. How convenient. All we see is them holding a bag. No proof of what's inside and no way to confirm that they are the bomber. Yet Revolver News reports a whistleblower claims to have seen footage from inside the DNC showing the bomb being planted. Footage the FBI says, we don't have that. We don't know what you're talking about. But here's the real red flag. The FBI doesn't seem interested in tracking down the actual footage or admitting the truth that they have it and that they've seen it. Now, this happened right in front of the DNC. Are we seriously supposed to believe that there aren't multiple securities in front of the Democrat National Convention building where a president, a running president, a vice president, the head of the Senate, the head of the House of Representatives goes and meets? You're telling me that there's no cameras on that? Give me a break. All right, now speaking of possible government corruption, New York City Mayor Eric Adams has just been indicted. They are charging him with bribery scandal, fraud, soliciting foreign campaign donations. While this story is fresh, Eric Adams responded late last night before charges were even filed, denying all wrongdoing. Eric Adams stated, "I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, I would be a target. And the target I became." Eric Adams specifically argued that he was targeted for being outspoken against the federal government's broken immigration policy, which overloaded his shelter systems with no relief. Look, I have no idea what's true and what's not yet, but I at least want to point out that we have a top Democrat exposing Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, and all of a sudden he gets indicted. He spoke out about how damaging all of the illegal immigrants are in New York, how they're taking over the hotels, they're taking over the school systems, they're draining the welfare programs and safety net programs. They're dangerous, they're causing crime, they're beating up the police, they're raping women, they're harassing children, they're robbing from stores. He brought all of this up, and guess what? Now he's being indicted. Now here's something really, really interesting. Donald Trump predicted a year ago, he said, that guy's going to get indicted within the next year because you cannot humiliate Biden and you cannot talk about illegal immigration without the Democrat Party trying to ruin your life. So Donald Trump predicted this a year ago, and he was absolutely right. Now, again, I don't know if Eric Adams is innocent or not. All I know is he was outspoken about illegal immigration, and now he's being indicted. Pretty crazy, right? It's a massive story. Now, in an effort to convince the American people that she cares, Vice President Kamala Harris is heading to the U.S.-Mexico border for the first time on Friday. Now, you and I both know this visit is only a photo shoot, as Biden could have easily done an executive order 3.5 years ago. But they didn't want to do that because they needed 15 million people to flood the country so that they could pick up new districts, they could win Republicans in the census, and they could also inflate the amount of artificial ballots, as well as have 15 to 20 million future Democrat voters. Now, the fact was briefly brought up by Donald Trump during the debate with Kamala Harris. I wish I would have highlighted it a bit more so that you understand what's going on, but I think you guys all get it, right? Now, as New York Mayor Eric Adams starts his legal battle, Donald Trump is still dealing with his own issues, such as the $450 million civil fraud judgment that was handed down in New York. Now, thankfully, his team of lawyers had a chance to appeal, but he won't likely have success until after the election. So we're going to have to wait and see what actually comes of that. But now Mayor Eric Adams is going to feel the full court press of a Democrat-led judicial system in New York. My guess is if he ends up in jail and Trump wins, he will ask for Trump to pardon him and he will apologize. I didn't realize how bad they were screwing you over, sir. That's what he'll probably say. Now, just days after Vice President Kamala Harris finally admitted she wants to end the filibuster if elected president, some of her Democrat colleagues have called her out. While Harris wants to abolish the filibuster to restore Roe v. Wade, Democrat Senator Jack Reed advised her against it by stating, "We should approach it very carefully because what goes around comes around. That's one of the few permanent rules in the United States Senate." And boy, is he right. Now, I personally like the filibuster. In most areas of government, the majority rules, right? 51%, and they win. But when it comes to passing laws like this, our founding fathers and early legal scholars, they put in this 60% rule where 60 of the 100 have to vote in order to put something into place. That way, a supermajority are interested in changing laws. All right, now I have some really big stories, some of which I think are going to make you very happy when you hear what Donald Trump had to say today. But let me tell you about our sponsor. I hate to say it, but the US dollar isn't as strong as it used to be, and our government is 100% to blame. Under Joe Biden, the dollar has lost 26% of its buying power. I feel it, you feel it. Meanwhile, inflation is out of control and the cost of everything has gone up. But as the dollar has gone down, gold and silver have gone up. Think about this. If you had to bet on which would be worth more in 10, 15, 20 years, would you say gold or would you say the US dollar? Well, history has already proven that it would be the US dollar. Now, let the team of experts at Colonial Metals Group help you protect your family's future. They're professional. They will take their time to explain everything. There's no pressure. They're all about education and value. Now, whether you're just getting started or maybe you already have a 401k, did you know that you can open what's called a self-directed IRA and buy gold and silver? And if you are managing mom and dad's money or want to see it safe and outside of the market, gold and silver through Colonial Metals Group is a great way to do that. I want you to call the 800 number that you see on the screen, 800-807-2143, or you can click the QR code, or you can visit colonialmetalsgroup.com/Gardner. They are great. All right, now Trump has called for the prosecution of Nancy Pelosi for turning down 10,000 National Guard on January 6th. It's been proven. He has witnesses. We now know General Milley was aware of it, and he denied it because of optics. Nancy Pelosi knew it. She denied it because of optics. Former President Trump has also called for Nancy Pelosi to be prosecuted for insider trading. How does somebody suddenly gain a net worth of $200 million unless it's cheating or insider trading in the stock market? And Donald Trump says the American people, these people come to be servants of the citizens of America, not to enrich themselves. By the way, did you know that Donald Trump is the only president in our lifetime that left the White House poorer? All the others suddenly became decamillionaires and multi-hundred millionaires. All right, get a load of this. North Carolina finally removed 750,000 names from their voter rolls. 130,000 of those were dead people voting. How is that even possible? And 290,000 of those were duplicates. Now listen, North Carolina is already trending towards Donald Trump, and they just took 750,000 opportunities to cheat right off the table. I'm telling you, I'm feeling optimistic about that state. That would be great. A double-digit electoral vote, boom, right into Donald Trump's pocket. All right, now, former President Donald Trump, his probability of defeating Kamala Harris in November has gone up by 10 points, according to JL Partners' election model. The truth is, she has no policy. Nobody knows anything about her. And when people think back on the past, they are nostalgic for the affordability and the safety of the Donald Trump era. So she's in big trouble. All right, now a federal judge has greenlit a $30 million lawsuit accusing the United States government of causing a wrongful death on January 6th of protester Ashley Babbitt. She was unarmed. She was not committing any kind of danger to anyone in Congress or to herself, and they shot her right in the face. Then Democrats tried to cover that death up, and now a judge has said, oh yeah, you definitely get to sue the federal government for $30 million. With Ukraine President Zelensky in town, President Biden has just pledged another $8 billion to Ukraine. So don't you just love how your tax money goes right to the IRS and then right to Volodymyr Zelensky? Now, this support includes fighter jet training, weaponry from the Pentagon. This pledge was likely Biden's last way of politely telling Zelensky, please use these weapons to attack Russia, but don't blame me for it, right? Like he wants deniability, right? But I'm telling you, they're dragging us into war. Now, yesterday, Vladimir Putin of Russia vowed that he would use nuclear weapons if NATO authorized attacking Moscow. So in basic terms, Zelensky is asking the United States to start World War III because he thinks it will protect and benefit the country of Ukraine. Hey, let me know in the comments, do you want your tax money going to Ukraine? Let me know in the comments, do you want more Ukrainians to die because we refuse to end this war? Do you want another nuclear bomb dropped? Do you want your children and grandchildren fighting in World War III? The answer for me is unequivocally no. I do not want any of those. I am for peace. I am for safety. I am for prosperity. And I believe you are too. Hey, I love you guys. Please give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. And I will see you on the next video. Good night.